All right, let's get into it. We're going to take a drive through some of Belgium's most essential and, yeah, sometimes pretty confusing road rules. The goal here is simple. Turn all that theory into stuff you can actually use on the road.
So you think you know the roads here. It's so easy to just think pavement is pavement, right? Well, not here. In Belgium, what's literally under your tires changes the rules of the game. And getting this first part wrong can be a really costly mistake.
Okay, first step, the foundation. Let's figure out exactly what the road is and, more importantly, where you're supposed to be on it.
Okay, this is probably the most fundamental thing you need to get right from the get-go. The open bar weg, or public way, is everything, from one building all the way across to the other. But you, as a driver, you live on the Rijbaan, the roadway. That's your world. And crucially, it does not include the sidewalk or the bike path.
And that's so important because basically every rule we talk about from here on out, speeds, lanes, you name it, it's all about what you do on that Rijbaan. If it's not the roadway, the rule for you as a driver is pretty simple. Just stay off it.
Which brings us to the absolute golden rule of Belgian driving. Seriously, it's this simple. Keep right. Your car should always, always be in the rightmost lane unless you're actively passing someone. That middle lane you see, it's not your chill-out lane. It is for passing, and that's it. So keep right is the law of the land everywhere. But speed? Oh, that changes depending on where you are. Just look at this. Outside of towns, the speed limit in Flanders and Brussels is 70 kilometers per hour. But the second you cross over into Wallonia, boom, it jumps to 90. That's a huge difference, and something you have to be ready for. All right, section 2, mastering the lanes. Now that you know where to be, let's talk about how to navigate it. Because those white lines painted on the road, they're not just suggestions. They're telling you exactly what to do. The lines on the road are basically a super simple language. A broken white line, that's the road saying, sure, you can cross me if it's safe. But that solid white line, think of it like a brick wall. You cannot cross it. You can't even drive on top of it. It's a hard no. Okay, this one gets everybody. It's a classic driving test question for a reason. It looks like the road is giving you mixed messages, right? A solid line and a broken one. So, what do you do?
And the answer is actually really straightforward. You just follow the line that's on your side. It's that easy. So if the broken line is closest to you, you can go for it. You can overtake. And yeah, this is the cool part. You're then allowed to cross back over the solid line to get back into your lane. Okay, remember that super strict keep right rule? Well, like any good rule, there's an exception. The moment you enter a built-up area, a town or a city, you get more freedom. If there are a couple of lanes going your way, you can actually pick the one that makes the most sense for where you're headed. Need to turn left up ahead? Go ahead and get in that left lane early.
All right, on to section 3. Let's get into the tricky stuff, special situations. This is where things can get a little messy, so we're going to decode merging, bus lanes, and those confusing roadworks. Let's talk about ritsen, what we call zipper merging. And this is huge. It is not just a nice thing to do, it's the law. But only if 3 specific things are happening. 1, traffic has to be heavy and slow. 2, a lane has to be ending. And 3, you drive all the way to the end of your lane and merge right at the point of the blockage. The whole point is to use every inch of the road. Merging early actually makes the traffic jam worse, so don't be that person.
I'm going to say it again because it's that important. This isn't about courtesy. Ritsen is verplicht. Zippering is mandatory, period. When those conditions are met, you let one car in, they let one car in. It's a zipper, and it keeps things moving.
Okay, remember how we talked about the Rijbaan right at the start? This is where that idea comes back in a big way. See, a bus lane, a bus stroke, is legally not part of your roadway. It's basically off limits, with one teeny tiny exception. You're allowed to pop into it right at the junction if you need to make a turn. That's it. Otherwise, stay out.
Roadworks, it can look like a total mess of lines on the ground, right? But the rule is super simple and has no exceptions. Orange beats white, always. The temporary orange lines become the new law. Just pretend the white lines aren't even there and follow the orange ones.
And finally, section 4, sharing the road. This is an absolutely crucial part of driving in Belgium today, how you share the road with cyclists. The rules here are really strict, and they're all about protecting people.
Okay, pay close attention here because this might be the single most misunderstood thing on Belgium roads. On one hand, you have a fietspad. That's a real bike path. It's separate, it's protected, and cyclists have to use it. But then you have the fietssuggestistrook, that reddish-colored paint on the road. It's a completely different beast. It's literally just a suggestion. It offers zero legal protection to the cyclist, and you, as a car, are actually supposed to drive on it. Big, big difference.
Okay, but now, what happens when you see this sign? This is a fietszone, a bike zone. And when you enter one of these, the entire rulebook gets flipped upside down. The power shifts from the car to the cyclist. First things first, your speed. Everybody, and I mean everybody, cars, vans, motorcycles, the whole shebang, has to drop their speed. The absolute maximum is 30 kilometers per hour, no exceptions. And inside this zone, 2 golden rules trump everything else. Rule number 1, you are forbidden from overtaking cyclists. You are a guest in their space. You just wait. And rule number 2, cyclists are allowed to use the entire width of your lane. They don't have to squeeze over to the side. They own the road here, and you have to respect that. So there you have it. That's the official code. But I want to leave you with a question. Now that you know the rules, which one do you see people breaking all the time? Because thinking about that and anticipating it is what makes you a great defensive driver. Knowing the rules is step 1. Knowing when other people are going to break them, well, that's what keeps you safe out there. Drive smart and stay safe.